Welcome back, ladies. This is the fall. As you can see, everything's ready to go for harvest. Not really. This field has turned, and this is one of our early fields, along with the 20 acres across the road. So, with that being said, I do have the itch to get out here and at least see where we're at for moisture-wise. A lot has happened this summer, except for this I just pulled in today. And I don't know how I feel about it. It's an older platform head. You'll have to put the snouts on, which is fine. I'll put them on and take them off and whatnot for transport. It came with a newer header trailer, which I kind of like. Okay, cool, you know. But it's a 22.5 foot. It's actually for the 14 series case combines. It will fit on my 2388. I think that's what I got. But I went a 22.5 foot, not for myself, but hoping to pick up some jobs with a bean head. Because a lot of people will not run out of bean head. Obviously, you're cutting right on the ground, so you're going to pick up rocks. They don't want the damage on a rental combine from picking up rocks and everything. I got good potential to get some jobs just getting beans in. But I haven't picked up any of those jobs yet. And maybe I'll just get lucky enough that I can take my tractor and wagons over too and be able to help them pull stuff in and whatnot. Anywho, tractor and auger is set up. We are ready to go and start combining. Just got to get the combine out. I did do a bunch of work to this over the time. We changed all the belts just because they were pretty dry rotted. And I went through the engine fully top to bottom with fluids, water pump, all that. We just said because it sat for so long, it drained the coolant out. It kind of had some residue in it. Decided the water pump would be a good fix at the point. Like I said, greased everything, checked everything. We ran it a bit wide open and whatnot when we were done. The header is all right and everything like that from what we can tell. It's really hard to fully test the clutches on everything without running it through. So I'm hoping that field's a little wet out there so I can really put it through its test and make sure this one's all good to go. I'm going straight for it. I'm not even getting the wagons out right now. I'm super excited because sooner I know what I'm getting and everything, the better off we're going to be. I figured it up. I need about $100,000 to fully go out and get everything that I would like to get. That's the tractor, cultivator, and chisel plow. There is potential with getting that here due to I had the co-op come out and we just kind of went over a little here and there to see what this was going to yield. According to him, I should be golden. Ah, she sounds so smooth. Let's get right into this. Oh man, I never got to drive the combine by myself, so this is something new. But I remember sitting in the buddy seat, sitting on Grandpa or Dad's lap, driving this thing, harvesting wise. It was just so freaking awesome. To actually be back in the combine, in these fields, it just brings back the good memories. And now it's my turn to push through and try to get everything to jive, to work, to keep this farm alive. Best way to put it. I don't like how sharp these rows are, curved, but I guess I'm just going to have to live and learn, eh? I gotta square off the rows a lot more. Or the corners, I should say. And maybe I can... Ooh, off a row. Dang it. Maybe I can figure something out with that road out there to make it a little straighter rather than curving in and out of these tree lines all the time. And I got a feeling I'm going to have a lot of work, which with buying equipment, I'm not going to have the money to do the work this fall or next spring. I'm thinking in another 2 years I'll have a lot of work to do to clean up like the tree lines and the field edges and the waterways, and I'll have to find somebody that will bring their dozer excavator out and handle that for me. I do not have enough money to buy an excavator dozer and do it all myself. I wish I did. And the rental guys want way too much. I mean, I'm already taking, oh God, if you figure this up, I'm probably taking 2 weeks off of work to get all this done. And that's with counting weather. I mean, you got to figure in weather days. Rain, there's going to be rain days that I can't do it. Now, obviously, I'm going to go in and work those days. But with weather days figured in 2 weeks, I should be able to get everything out and into the bends, and that's not any custom harvest. So if I had to take a week off to hurry up, rush through all the waterways, that dozer is going to cost me like, I thought it was like around $5,000. Yeah, for the 6T that I was looking at with the tree guard on it and everything, which some of these trees I could get plowed over with a dozer. That tree back there, yeah, that one's going to have to be cut down and shoved out to the edge and everything. And then if I wanted an excavator to tear the roots out, well, we're looking at even more. Am I off a few rows? Anywho, I just don't have time, and it'd be easier for me to pay somebody to do it than for me, myself, and I to be out here trying to handle it. And let's be real, am I going to be as efficient as the owner of the equipment? No. So you kick out a little bit more money and they come out and bust it out in less than a week. That's tearing out the trees, getting them shoved over to the field edge, cleaning up the waterways, and I mean, that's on my 50 acres. And they said about 4 days. So I was like, all right, you might as well pay the extra, because if they're saying 4 days, I'm going to probably have 2 weeks. And that's a no-go for the price of rental equipment. The only issue I have on this combine are those steps, and I still need to handle that. But with a 6th row, they're right there, and you got to be careful on knocking over the other row. And that's the whole reason Grandpa did not get duals on this combine, is because it would not fit a 6th row head. Oh boy. See, the curves are just like a little too much. You end up, the snouts end up getting a little too far out there. Dang it. So I'm gonna have to start squaring off these end rows, which means I should probably chisel plow it a certain way too. So this is where I'm at with my tractor dilemma. I really haven't pulled the trigger on any yet. I've been hoping that these ridiculous prices would come down quite a bit, and I'm not seeing it. So I'm pretty well stuck with an AGCO, and I mean, it's a 97 series. I can't remember what the last 2 numbers are, but it's around 220 horse. That's going to be ideal all the way through here, because I can get a bigger chisel plow. We'll get it a little deeper, and the chisel plow I was looking at is actually a disc ripper. I feel like that's the way I want to go because I want to make sure the trash residue on top of the ground gets broke up enough, and I could probably sink her in a little deeper and get some of this hard pan broken up and start to get some better nutrients into the ground that are actually going to stick. And then with that tractor, I could potentially pull a nice anhydrous bar also. And that's what I was like, to have the right horsepower on the right tractor to be able to just handle all my bigger applications. It's going to be plenty for about a 30-foot field cultivator. Or I shouldn't say plenty, but I don't have any crazy big hills to worry about. And front wheel assist, it's going to be just fine. Now, there are a couple old sound guards out there that are right around the same horsepower range. Issue is you're paying so much more for a 10, 15-year older machine. Alright, we're going to creep through this right here, real nice and easy, try to get all this. And then I'm hanging her right. But, I haven't, Soundguard, I mean, dude, it just, like, it fits, right? But it's not, I'm not running 2,000 acres to say I'm going to be just needing a tax write-off. I got to be careful with my money here. So, with that being said, we are probably going with the AGCO. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet because the banker really wants to see what everything's yielding, how everything's going to come about. We did have some pretty crazy storms, and I think I do have a little bit of hail damage out here. I hope it's not going to affect me much, but the previous land rental guy does not want to give up his records on this, so the insurance guy is like, well, we really don't have a base number to go off of, and your grandpa's numbers are so old and everything, it's going to be difficult to pay you. I will be getting something, but it's probably not going to be anywhere close what it should be. It's just, we're going to have to live with it. So at that point, banker said, you get some corn out, we'll start to see where you're at, see if you can pick up some other jobs with your combine, and kind of say, okay, this is what you're good for. And like I said, the AGCO, cultivator, disc gripper, 100 grand, right around 100 grand. I feel like that is about perfect. I'm 2 rows off. How'd I get 2 rows off? Alright, we're not going to try to keep feeding that in. Get over here and just go with it. I'm really not sure where I got off at. But, or I go up by another 150,000 for the sound guard, or I found a really nice 8400. It's literally got everything on it. I mean, it's got the quick hitch, or the 3-point quick attach. It's got the GPS already on it, full rack of weights. I mean, ideally, that would be the tractor I go with, because I could get a loader for it down the road too. I know it's a little big to have as a loader tractor around my small farm, but just thinking about it, I'd be able to have everything I ever wanted with it. And they're right around 220 some horse. The heck? Alright, I think this is right where I gotta be. I think. I got one more round around this. I know it's 4 times in the combine. I only did 3 in the planter. But that's my issue, is I got off when I was doing these radiuses. The other fields I decided to go 4. And the reason being is I need to test it out and see exactly where I'm at, so that way I know what I need to do next year. And the boys kind of told me you're aiming for about 24 rows on the end, and I know with a 6 row you're not going to get 24 rows very easily, but if I go up to a 12 row, that's just 2 passes around, and you'd still have plenty to turn your planter around. Now, obviously, the guys with the big 24-row corn planters are going twice around, just so they have enough room to turn that planter around on the end. And I couldn't imagine dealing with that. every freaking year, but we're yielding alright. I mean, I haven't done a test yet, and I'm going to get this whole field out and get it into a wagon and run it into the co-op real quick. I'll sell this stuff right away. It's only a 2-acre patch, but I want to weigh it in, figure out what the moisture is at the co-op, so therefore I can calibrate all my stuff, and then I can also see what I'm getting off of 2 acres, you know? I'll know exactly where I'm at for yield-wise with this then. And it's a little bit of a sacrifice because I'm obviously not going to get the best money because it'll be over on moisture, and they'll dock me for that. But I don't see a better way to get like a baseline started. My seed rep, he did say he wanted to come out and do a couple test plots, which, I mean, I put in 2 varieties of corn. That was it. So I'll leave a couple strips here and there, and the easiest way is they bring out their trailer, their little auger wagon with a scale built into it. We measure the distance that we left there, but when you do that, you're taking a big risk because, I mean, you're going to leave 6 rows out in a section of field and potential wind just knocking it all over. It's worth it when you look at it as, hey, I need to know where I'm at with this number and what it's yielding. But that's just part of it. Alright, so we got 2 rows down there? Or 3 rows? It's kind of pain in the butt to see. We're going to run something like this. Yeah. Getting into the crossroads. Slow her down a bit. Slow her down. Combine seems to be running really well. I haven't heard the clutches freak out, and I mean, I've been feeding her pretty heavy. So that's some good news there. I don't think the clutches need to be replaced this year. They shouldn't. I mean, honestly, a clutch on a combine and everything should be fine for quite some time. But Grandpa had this one sitting for so many years that, yeah, I just get a little nervous. And feeding this thick stuff through the combine right now is definitely putting it to its test. Now I'm on it. Just don't let the snouts get outside and start pulling in any of the other crap. The end rows are the hardest because you kind of plan into them a little bit, and I mean that's one reason why I kind of want to go with the 8400 GPS, get a planner, which my planner is not figured into that. I might end up kicking that up an ante and just have to suck it up and use the one tractor with GPS on it. But where the GPS comes into hand is you're not overlapping as much when you start to do tillage work. So therefore you can be more fuel efficient. Ooh, slow her down, slow her down. But you'll be more fuel efficient with GPS and not overlapping. So that'll be a save on fuel cost. And then I'll be able to mark everything out according to how I want. So kind of been thinking about, should I get the GPS for the 4250 also? It's not going to be a John Deere GPS by any means, and it's just going to be an aftermarket steering assist, so to say, because I'm not putting the hydraulic system into that tractor. So it'll just, you know, clip down, attach to your steering wheel, or if it is the aftermarket steering wheel, it's built in, and you click the button and you're good to go. It would help out for planting, but then maybe I could get the row shut off to work so I don't overlap as much. But also that comes into the whole GPS on the planner, and I don't think I want to spend that money. I mean, at the end of the day, this has to work out. This farm has to pay for itself. I can't be putting a lot of money into this farm and losing everything. And I should rent for 3 years before I go look at any land, but I've already looked at land. Haven't pulled the trigger on any yet, and I know I should be because they're all anxious about it and everything too, but it's one of those, I'm nervous also. So it all depends on how this year goes and kind of what I get for custom harvest on the side of my harvest, and get going on the whole making money. The only issue I have is at some point I'm going to have to buy this combine from Grandpa. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't think he's going to let me use it for the next 8 years and never pay him for it, so it's kind of what I'm looking at. But we'll see. Alright, so we're on... Oh, I was off a couple rows. I gotta figure this out because I gotta get these end rows out right. Was I off a couple rows here too? No, I got a couple more, or I got one more pass there. Yep, I see 6 rows. So let's go this route. Where am I at? Oh man, not the best. I mean, I don't know the exact bushels on this hopper. What is it like? Well, with the extensions, probably 250, 300. I could be way off on that too. I have no idea what these hoppers actually hold. And it'll be nice to kind of figure that out also. I guess I could just look through the brochure and see, but I got the extension on it. So that's going to throw some figuring into it also. And no cab corn. The cab corn's the hardest to get back. So that's the goal this year. I got enough. Let's try to find the opening. No, that ain't good. Was I off another row? Golly, I was. Alright, we're just gonna slowly feed this in. I think I see that row. Like I said, it's a pain in the butt on the end rows because it all intertwines together, and I didn't see that, and I should have. But now we're starting to get into the rows, and you can row them pretty easy. So if I just keep her nice and easy, make sure I'm picking up all the ears rather than shoving a bunch over. And I got to do the same thing on this end. That's cleaned up. Now this is... See, this row right there does not match the others, so I think I'm off by 2 rows there. This is the hardest part about combining, ladies. Alright, so that's cleaned up. Let's try to find a gap right there. I think right here. We're gonna burn down this one. Hopefully I got it right. It looks right. I'm hoping. Dang, I was hoping this would at least get more than one hopper off this 2 acres, but we are not looking too good. Now, when you get going like this, you'll take a cut out of the center and your turns will get bigger. But the nice part is you can leave your ladder alone and put it on the outside at all times. So you're not so worried about your ladder. Man, it'd be nice to have steering assist in this thing too. But I can't afford it. That's the name of the game this episode. Can't afford it. Hopefully the other fields are quite a bit something. I'm interested to get into that 20-acre field over there across the road because it'll be interesting to see the split in the numbers. And I want to see what the moisture is in the center of the field because we might have to open that field up just to get some wind going through it to help dry it down. We got a couple good frosts already. That's kind of what made it turn yellow so quick, which I'm not complaining. get the stuff dead and get it drying down out here in the field, that's less LP I have to buy for the grain bins. And less I gotta dry it, but I definitely need to get the fields opened up because I used that earlier number around the edges of the fields. This field has all early number in it. The one and then the other two have early numbers on the outer edge, just so I could get them opened up, and then split that big one down the center. Because this field on the other side of these trees are not that big. And I was kind of worried about how much sunlight it would get to, so I didn't want to like go crazy on a bunch of different numbers. But it's one of those things that the field I'm looking at is not going to have much wind going through it. It's pretty well blocked by trees. So drying that down out in the field might not be an option, and we're just going to have to get it harvested and put it in the bin. But I suppose, ladies, I'll bring you back when I'm done at the co-op. Coming back home here. Only good news is the moisture tester is actually dialed into the co-op fine, great, whatever. I'm a little upset with the way everything's yielding out here, especially after having the co-op come out and help me with everything and do it all. So I kind of, not good. Definitely not good. All right, so let's move on from this. The 2.5 acres is done. And I am now needing to get over there and get the 5 acres of soybeans out. Now, with soybeans, I don't really want to put them in the bin and dry them down. I know the soybeans will be pretty close to good on moisture-wise, just because of where I'm at with breaking everything apart and kind of had the guys come out and test it. We kind of do the old nibble test on it, you know? So I'm going to run with it here, and the biggest news is with getting these beans done up, I'll know if my combine is set good or not for soybeans. I have currently about 20 acres worth of custom soybeans to get out for 2 guys. I'm taking it as it comes. I know 20 acres ain't much, but it's better than nothing.